Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello. Again, no, Gerry. Sorry for the inconvenience. The big guy has to do some additional work for filming tomorrow, so you'll have to deal with me again. Zoipinhead, Jill, Manda, Danley, Evok, Kebab. Welcome. Warning, I might be very, very dizzy in my head. It was Blood Donation Day today, and for some odd reason today I'm really feeling it. So I'm a wee bit woo and my brain is potentially in there, but no guarantees for anything. Hello, Redverse. Manda's always dizzy. I need Guinness. Can I substitute a Guinness via brown lemonade? I guess I can. Before we start, and before I forget, today's sponsor is Crispin. No, not Crispin. Horatio Noseblower sent me this little nice t-shirt for Christmas that finally come. I'm not sure if there's anything left in my noggin. Hello, Mr. Hazy Boy. Open up, you bastard. So I hope you all are feeling well and rested and have done lots of hobby. I've done a little bit of hobby. One of the hobby is this lovely miniature for our painting competition. I'm not showing more. I was watching today the live stream from Archon Studios regarding their upcoming game of what's it called? Stargrave. Starcraft. Because I had the invite for the beta rules testing, but it somehow didn't happen, and now I got the link. And I know why it took so long, because they couldn't let in as many people as they wanted because that crashed the database. So Hazy Boy has done the Mythic Battles Pantheon core box. That's a beast, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I feel you, Jill. When I woke up this morning, I felt it would be Friday, and it's not Friday, it's Tuesday. I'm not sure when they're going to go live with that. I feel they said Adapticon? I don't know. It'll be some time out, and we'll just have to wait and see. Especially since the pricing is a bit as far as I'm aware of, at least. Ewok painted 20 werewolves. They were very furry. Furious, not furry, but also furry. Yes, Hazy Boy could just plug something into the painting comp, because Olympic should match. And up until Monday, I didn't. Yesterday, I didn't really realize it's Winter Olympics time. So, oopsie. That somehow blew past me on a completely level. Oh, and on a small rant, if I may. The last 2 weeks, I was looking to see if there were any German language gaming magazines in regards to our hobby, and nope, None. Zero. There were two at a time, but they've been shut down for at least 2 years now. So if you want to get any gaming magazine in Germany, you're basically shit out of luck. You either buy the German White Dwarf, or you find someone who imports Wargames Illustrated. And that comes with its own caveat. You can go directly to Wargames Illustrated and do a subscription, but as a European customer, you don't get any of the plastic sprues. You only get the magazine. I've seen that my friendly, not local game store is also selling the magazines. I've sent them an inquiry if they come with the sprue. Because if Wargames Illustrated doesn't come with the sprue, what's the point? Well, man, at least last time I checked, the White Dwarf was available in German. Jill, I get why they do that for their direct customers, but for some, there must be a way to get magazines here complete in a box. Yeah, we get everything translated because it's not only Germans, it's the Austrians and the Swiss as well who speak German. So there's quite a bit larger population than your Netherlands and Belgian folks. So sorry for that. Good evening, Lazagram. Welcome to the stream. Redverse, hello. And yes, Jill, I totally thought you would be just chucking out a word for painting comp. I didn't realize it's Winter Olympics. But it seems I'm not the only one. I've heard from other people that went, it's Olympic time? Yeah, that could be the point. Though, I'm not really sure. Maybe it's just because non-German language stuff just simply doesn't sell. And if you're in a niche, who knows? It comes with its own flaws. So you'll have your translation errors, especially if somebody translates a word from English in two different ways in separate books or codices. So you were sitting there going, so what word is the word we're looking for? Ah, yeah, this is not the weekend forum post, so you can do as much politics as you want, but I'm not going to engage on that now because holy shit, the world's on fire. Can I just have some hobby, please? Hello, Mr. Martin. Sadly, I have not done as much. I've built my painting comp mini, and that's about it. That's about my hobby done for currently up until today. Progress is progress. Yeah, one small step at a time. And I think at the moment I'm beyond the point of actually trying to push myself too hard. We've seen that you've done an obscene amount of stuff in the past month, Martin. Are you on holiday? Did they put you on permanent home office or something? Have you amassed too many holiday days so that they have voluntold you to go and take some? Oh, I know what it is. Your children are now old enough to just don't care what you're doing, so you get time off for yourself finally again. Yeah, see, that's the what I was thinking. Amanda's skipping the sleeping bit. Well, uh can't do that. I'll be dead within a week, probably faster. Oh, I almost forgot. I need to make some noise in the background for myself. Hello, where are you? My music playlist. Come out and play. Let's take this one. Can I say I despise the new YouTube layout? You can't have your uh, subscription feed as a list anymore. It's all just tiles. That's highly annoying. Yeah, at least my browser has crept up with it. I think end of last week. Oh, you will see tiles. You know, up until last week, I could choose if the what do you call it? The subscription list was small tiles or just a list, and I much prefer the list because you actually see from where you left off and can catch up on your stuff. And yeah. Keyboard. Oh, would you kindly please take that picture out of me head? Thank you very much. Charts. Yeah, I feel like YouTube is really trying to push people out of their system. I'm not sure how people actually stomach using YouTube on any mobile device without an ad block or something enabled. It's just. Yeah, Dutch has the history of just in case. Leave no trace. If you get hit by a truck on the road, the first words to the medic are going to be delete my browser history. Oh, yes. So the last few days have been rather quiet, I feel. Except for, in case you haven't noticed, Ben on the telly, also known as Because of Dragons, you know he has a YouTube channel. And that sneaky git started his own forum. First, he starts channel memberships on his YouTube channel, and now he has a forum. What's up with that? Hmm? Where is his forum? Let me hold and see. I've got the link right here. Uh, but be warned, the user interface is a bit. It's a hosted service provided, so I think he doesn't have to do very much of the administrative side. Uh, yeah, the sign up process is a bit weird. But as I thought, when nobody comes to my forum, we'll just have at it. It looks like a bulletin board forum. I think it might be a fork of it. Ideally, every ordinary forum that's on the classic PHP looks like a 2000s version. And Ewok, you're not a salad. You can go into the forum. Nobody will stab you. Pretty sure that's how it goes. Amanda, I don't know how much he's paid for his works on OTT. I'm guessing it won't make him rich, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure earnings from YouTube are maybe covering a miniature or two, but that's about it. Making money via the means of videos is, yeah, it's not a thing for most people. Jill, good point. I'm really interested to see how that will affect what Discord is doing to the wider audience. Especially since I couldn't find any setting on the server I run for our hobby club that says this is for mature audience, this is for teenagers or whatever. So I'm not sure how they are going to distinct these things. I mean, for the most part, people should be too much affected, but what gives me the creeps is the part where they said, we're going to judge you on the way you are interacting with the system and how you're behaving if you're not providing ID or a picture. The settings are per server, not the whole per channel, not per server. What madness is that? Gee God, man, thanks for the heads up. I think I need to have a look-see then. This is completely utter nonsense. Well, and I've said it a few times, I think. Discord didn't help much when it comes to forums, but yeah, then again. Hello, Zorg. Yes, no, Gerry, sorry. No, you are allowed DMs, but you'll get a warning every time somebody who's not in your friend list does yourself a DM. At least that's how I understand that. It's going to be interesting and will require some work, and yeah. I'm pretty sure some people will just not bother and just delete the app, the account, and not come back. Here's hoping they will find the way to proper forums. Oh, and speaking of forums, for the last few weeks, I've almost on a daily basis looked at several forums, the ones I've started collecting way back when, if you remember, and it boils down to basically two things. A, either the forum's dead and there's literally zero interaction whatsoever, or they're doing so much posts that you're really having a hard time keeping up with content when you're away for more than 24 hours. And for the most active forum, if you can believe, is the official BattleTech forum from Catalyst Game Labs. That's always flooded with new entries. Second to that list is the German-speaking GW Fan World forum. That's very active as well, but focuses mostly on, like the name suggests, Games Workshop stuff. And thirdly is North Star Miniatures. Their forum is heavy active. So if you're looking for a forum that's active with other games than Games Workshop, I highly recommend you go look at North Star and their forums. Yes, Ewok, Led Adventure Forums, that's the one. And no Dutch, they are actually over at Catalyst Game Labs Battletech forum. They are actually talking about everything related to Battletech. I never knew people could talk so much about Battletech. It's insane. It's almost scary. But again, if you want to talk about historics, grave stuff, something, it's all there on Led Adventure. Yeah, I've seen that there was an update to the latest Battletech Kickstarter, and I'm not going to check on any of the Kickstarters Catalyst Game Labs that did to see if there's any of them really 100% fulfilled. Ewok, your guess is as good as mine. But it seems there's a very active scene talking about variants of chassis, what weapon is used best, fiction, and all the rest. That thing is massive. I actually think if Catalyst Game Lab wouldn't have been such a shit show with delivering their Kickstarter, Games Workshop really would have an opponent sitting there eating their lunch. But since they seem not to be able to do miniatures the way they would like to for some odd reason, potentially license problems, I don't know, there is enough people there. Irby fanfiction, yes, that Manda, that's probably it. I mean, it's not a coincidence that Battletech is now 40 years old and the rule system has more or less stayed the same. Oh, Dutch, what I meant by licensing is the fact that if I remember correctly, they only are able to sell miniatures because they actually sell you the cards for Alpha Strike. At least that's what I've heard from different YouTubers, because they don't have the right to produce miniatures of at themselves like other miniatures makers do. I'm guessing if there was an agreement that they're allowed to produce miniatures and maybe even plastic kits, similar to, let's say, a small Gundam kit or something. Imagine Battletech being sold as a kit like Gundam, smaller, maybe not even to that mechanical degree, just in the sheer possibility to have them posable and make them your own and not the one-piece plastics. I don't think they had bad legal advice. I'm pretty sure it's more down to money. Tops is really the one holding all the cards. But it's a guess on my part. I don't know for sure, so your guess is as good as mine. Could be both. Could be something completely different. Who knows? Maybe one day we will get proper miniatures. but I wouldn't hold my breath. Yeah, Amanda, that's correct. But to be fair to Games Workshop, if you compare any current model that they put out, even if you really crap the bed while assembling them, they still look more detailed and crisp than any Catalyst model currently. At least the ones from the ordinary range. I have no experience about their, what's it called, the master range or something, the ones you can buy in little baggies. If you have seen the first run of Star Wars Legion models, the original ones that came in plastic baggies, that's about the same quality as the BattleTechs. So yeah, they're not bad, but there's room for improvement. Much room for improvement. So yeah, there could be something in that regards. Who knows? But the forum is active as fuck. And every other forum I watched and tried to sneak into is more or less, yeah, either completely dead or very, very passive. Yeah, there's always room for improvement, Dutch. No worries. Yes, Jill, they are fine. They're especially if you come to think on what you actually pay for them in the starter boxes is pennies on the dollar. I mean the very basic box is what, 20 euros, and comes with 2 miniatures, a stripped down rule book, maps, tokens. So you're paying a tenner per mini. Yeah, and the bigger boxes are even better. Though they still try to nickel and dime you when you're buying some of the boxes. The Irby box set is still a wee bit expensive, at least for my taste. Der Musik is a bit loud. Ah, that is better. Oh, and I'm not sure if the date is internationally, but I think in 4 days it's Valentine's Day. I hope you all have bought your loved ones chocolates. Buh. Yeah, the Aces one was tempting, but then again, the box is full. Oh, for a second I thought you'd say you can buy chocolate for yourself, but miniatures are good as well. Just don't eat the miniatures, even though Gerry proclaims metal is tasty. Don't. I'm not sure if Carnival is more important. Well, at least not in this region. People don't care. Farther south, there's some weirdos running around and being all happy. But I think that's a little more than 4 days. Might be wrong on that. Because I don't care. Yeah, it's always too noisy for me as well, Manda. I hate the forced happy crowd. Pancake Day. Oh, nice. All hail the pancake. Oh, it's next Tuesday. So I need to have a pancake on stream? Nah. Oh, um, totally off topic, but something that just jumped to my mind. Um, I was talking to a friend of mine that we were wondering why the youth of today is not going to discos and bars anymore, seemingly because they all shut down. And now the disco that I spent most of my 20s in is doing a 80s party starting at 9 p.m. so that the old farts can get in, have a drink, and be in bed at 11. At 11. Hello, Wonky, welcome. Yes, an 80s party, which is going to be interesting. I know that a friend of mine on a regular basis does 90s parties and Depeche Mode parties and something like that. But having an 80s party start at 9 p.m. is just. I'm really contemplating if I should go. You missed a small rant about forums. The revelation that the reveal that Ben is having his own forum. I'm drinking brown lemonade. I'm having a dizzy head because I went donating blood today and potentially will fall asleep any second now. Uh, I'm not sure how prices of beer are in the pubs in your place, Warmer, Grimace. Here they seemingly been stable for the last 10, 12 years. Oh, coffee doesn't make me awake. Coffee usually just tastes good. Technically, I've been out for dinner last Friday with my best mate. Uh, he invited us because it's 20 years since I made sure he hooked up with his now wife, and for some odd reason he felt that would be needing a celebration, so we went out for lunch. Wonky, I have a forum on my own, so it's not the technical side that's the problem. It's having people actually care to visit your forum and use it. Uh, 5 to 6 quid. I'm guessing that's per pint. Good one, Redverse. Good one. I applaud you. Yes, she was with us. And no, she's not mad at me, I don't think. Yeah, Wonky Gobbler, that's one of the talking topics as of today, because since Discord is starting with March, requiring ID of some kind to prove that you're an adult, uh, that's going to be interesting if that has any effect on anything. if you do not provide a picture of your face or some ID, you're going to be treated as a teenager. Dutch, it was a press release. I think I linked that in my forum. Not my forum, in my entry over at Bichte of War as a... Yeah, there it is, the press release. Let me just put it here. So, have a read at that. In parts, it's interestingly vague. Especially since, how will they actually go about that? They must separate users by region, because for some countries, age of being an adult is different than for other countries. So how does that work? Oh, I'm guessing Twitch didn't need to do that, Wonky, because Amazon already had all the data. Yeah, but Australia and UK did it as a rule of law, and what Discord is doing is voluntary, preemptive, whatever. I mean, technically, some of these verifications are just silly, because people could look up how long has this account existed and just see by simple fact that an account has been active more than 18 years. Yeah, that's probably someone who is an adult by now. Yes, Dutch, there are no porn streamers on the Twitch. Only gamers with very large assets. That are somehow more important to viewers than the video game that's being played. Hello, Crispin! How you holding up? If you hear a very loud scream, that's my mother-in-law. She's currently on her way to the US to visit her brother. I hope she makes it. Oh yeah, Dutch, and not to forget girls' bathtubs selling their bath water. It's not only the getting away with stuff, Wonky, it's just why? If you're willing to show your assets live on stream, just go for an OnlyFans account. That would be more honest, in my opinion. Crispin needs to build a ship. Well, go for a boat. Nah, I'm hoping she comes back safe and sound. But what I'm always wondering is how she manages to actually navigate the US, because she can't speak English. Not a single word. But she's visiting her brother, so hopefully everything will be alright. There's a spot on my glasses. Are you still there? Can't see you lot. Yeah, that's what I told her. That's what her friend told her. That's what several other people told her. But it's her brother. So, yeah. Not going to argue with someone who's old enough. See, Wonky, that's actually a topic. It's. I'm pretty sure there are some female hobbyists that take advantage of thirsty old men and do their painting in revealing clothing, but most are not doing it. That being said, I'm pretty sure it won't hurt your subscription count if you're good looking. Dutch, I really couldn't tell you which color the state is her brother's in. I'm beyond anything about that. I'm only watching regular folk. Well, at least I'm trying to do that. Hello, Nick. Welcome. Nick likes to paint wearing a cowboy hat and a smile. Well, ain't that grand? That's another picture in my head that I won't get rid of. Well, Redverse, see, I'm not doing good painting or good assets anywhere, and I'm still not doing fine. Ah. Oh man, you're going to start streaming. Oh, that's a nice thing. If you feel like it, go for it. Oh, and question for the audience, and this is a rather uh, honest question I had in my mind for several days, if not weeks. If you try to think of every live streaming painter, many of them have a big screen where you'll see the actual progress, and somewhere in the corner you can see them. But the camera is set up the way that you only see the top of their heads as long as they're painted. What's the point? Why do you need a camera showing your scalp? Can't you just show the painting process? It, why would anybody want to watch my thinning, redacting hairline? It's completely useless. I mean, if they had a camera set up the way that it would always show their face, I would get it. It seems that somebody's at some point did it and everybody copied that style. To prove you're human. Aren't your hands enough proof? And to prove that they're older than a teenage. The stat says that channels where you show your face do better. Do they? Really? I mean, technically, I can see when people want to interact with somebody like we're doing now, that you want to see the face that's talking. I do get that. But when somebody is painting and not looking at the camera, What's the point? And I dare say some faces are best meant for radio. I can do a fake face and I can do fake hands. And remember VTubers? Those people who are not even a human anymore? Not in his videos, Zoidpinhead. The roster is not showing his face on his videos, but he's showing his face on multiple pictures on his Facebook account. So, and let's be fair, he's a talented fuck of a painter. Just use a cat filter. I mean, technically, a VTuber or an avatar of sorts would be much more practical if you're talking to your audience while painting, because the avatar could keep eye contact, quote unquote, with the audience while your face is down on the ground. Bird Peanut? What's a P-tuber? He's a VTuber that's a peanut. Oh, great. Well, Foamy the squirrel and his what's the other incarnation? The pumpkin guy. Yep, Foamy the squirrel and pumpkin guy, and he only does his skits as VTuber. And I get when people don't want their faces being public, so yeah, that's okay. And Nick, thank you for that kind comic, kind comment, those nice words. Yeah, I feel that big YouTube channels, big Twitch streamer channels are, yeah. I've, there's a, I think there's a threshold of when the audience gets too big, you can't interact with what the audience says, and at that point, why do a live thing? If chat was any quicker, I wouldn't be able to follow, and at that point, there's the interaction just breaks down. If you're into that kind of music, yeah, that might be good. Though I have a hard time imagining me doing video edits while something different is making noise. I find that highly irritating. But then again, my video editing is far between. The sped up building of the Spackle Marine Primaris stuff was the first edit I did in a year or so. Wonky would like to do a game design stream, but needs a couple of regular guests to get it going. What exactly do you mean by regular guests to get it going? Are you trying to get a fixed schedule, or how's your plans on that? Can you elaborate? Yeah, that's the thing, because if the channel gets too big, you only can see the paid messages. And yeah, moderators do help, but that's a different fly in the soup. You need somebody you trust and that actually does the job of moderator. And who's got time for that? It's the same problem with group streaming. Technically, there's no problem now on Twitch to have co-streaming, but at the same time, you need to have time slots matching. And any of you who have played RPGs know how difficult it can be to get a group interested into one time frame. Thanks, Nine Red Tails. Oh, jeez, that username always gets me. No worries. You don't need to sub to the stream. The occasional payout that Twitch does is just a nice to have. This is nothing I rely on in any capacity, and it's just for shits and giggles. Yeah, why even watch a live stream if there's no interaction? At that point, you can just watch a VOD, or not care at all. Uh, well, Dutch, since you already have your Prime account linked, I can see by your little crown, you have one subscription free with your account. You do know that, so you can press is it the heart icon or something, and then it asks you do you want to use your Prime subscription, and then the channel you're subscribing to gets, I think, €3 something, not the complete usual thingamajig. You usually have to pay stuff if you press that button, but you've got one subscription free with your Prime account. The same as you have your the free games you can get when linking Twitch and Amazon. In case you didn't know, you can get free video games via Prime and Twitch. That's somewhere up in your upper menu bar. No, they didn't stop. They're just shown differently. There's a lot of Luna, but they're still giving out games. Recently, there were a buttload of old D&D games gifted away. And they still are from GOG, Epic, and sometimes Amazon. It's still there. They just tweak the design so it looks like it's all Luna, but it's not. If you're paying Bezos money, you should make the most of it and just grab as much of the free stuff as you can. At least that's my opinion. And my Prime subscription almost always goes to Foamy the Squirrel. They do tend to hide these things. Yeah, that's what I mean. They do. There's things, and it works once every month. So once you select it to sub to a stream, you'll have to wait a month before that can be reused, and they won't notify you when it's ready. So you need to remember. I think dark patterns are actually illegal, and I don't think this qualifies as dark pattern. It's an inconvenience, but it's not really a dark pattern because it's still very visible. That might be an edge case. But what do you expect from a company that wants to make all the money in the world? Yeah, so Discord getting age verification, Ben doing a forum, Twitch hiding free stuff. They got to pay off Melania with something. Oh, if you want to have a laugh, if you really want to have a laugh, go to Rotten Tomatoes and look at the absolute shitfest that is the discrepancy between uh, actual film critics critiquing the movie and weird paid accounts. It's insane. Last time I looked, it was like something about 4% via the means of critics and 94% verified critics, amateur critics or something. It's just. And I'm pretty sure you all seen that meme where somebody showed off his shattered car glasses and said, "Oh, beware! There's thieves around, and they leave you Melania tickets in the car." I don't think these were actually critics because the Rotten score is made up by quote unquote normal users, and I'm pretty sure those are all uh, semi-automated accounts or something. I'm not sure that many people would be. Uh, yeah. And then again, if you go deeper in that section, there's some switching going on there. Let me double check. Reject all. Where is it? Dang you. That's the one. Yes, verified rating is their wording. Hold on. I'll put you on screen if it works, or you will grab the different one. No, there's one. So let me ambiguate that a bit. 51 reviews, by actual reviews going 10%. And the verified ratings is at 99%. Explain this to me. But see, this is the verified audience. Now, if you go all audience, oopsie. All audience is suddenly a completely different beast. I'm not sure if top critics even get worse. Yep, see, top critics go even lower. This is how you. Oh, the 29% I think is just because these 1,000 plus verified critics all rock a 5-star review. Amanda, I think it's supposed to be a biography of Melania Trump, but is more or less a weird vlog of some kind. Nick went to see Send Help instead. I mean, seriously? It's, movie studios would call that a tax write-off. It's a documentary covering 20 days on the run up to Trump's second inauguration. Budget was 40 million, 28 million went to her directly. Jeebus Christ. Yeah, I think you're correct on that, Dutch. I think the producers is one of those. Imagine how many miniatures you could buy for 28 million US dollars. We're dangerously close on getting into political again, and I'm not sure how I went on to go about the movie Melania, but here we are. Two Space Marines. Two full-sized working Space Marines, I think. It's going to be a spin-off series from Melania, says Ewok. Oh god, no. Manda could paint. Oh, I know. You could buy the made to order released stuff for Middle Earth. You could just about get the second edition 40k collection someone had at the beachhead last week. They're talking silly money. Oh, I guess it was glorious. I wish I had that kind of money and space and time. But for now, I'm content with playing 3rd edition. That sounds reasonable, Banda. If you're unhealthy, wealthy, just buy all metal miniatures you can grab. But imagine if you got a full army of 40k 2nd edition anything, and they're mostly metal. You need a very strong table to support that. Otherwise, it's just going to go. Why is there a dent in the floor? The table collapsed. I'm not sure. 80 mil MDF could work if the board isn't too big and unsupported. I'd say a leg each meter. Yeah, the vehicles were mostly plastic, but also 2nd edition was, if I remember correctly, mainly a troop game. At some point, I must make myself one of those cacti, just to have them as some kind of rite of passage. Yeah, if lower model count, but imagine you go all in and buy every variant of miniature that's for one army there. That must be some mass. uh I think if 40k 11th edition is going to be demoed anywhere, it'll be either at Adepticon or at Spiel. They would do that at a mass audience event. And UK Games Expo is not a miniature centric event, let's not forget. And the only reason why I think Spiel would be within the boundaries of having a release is because they got Golden Demon. But if I were a betting man, I think Adepticon would be the place where we get more information. What two minis are you missing, Wonky? Do a search on forums and look see. Somebody might have what you're looking for. Oh, may I pick the audience brain? I have one of the old metal shock attack gun orcs, but he's missing the gun. Now I'm contemplating to convert a rocket launcher I have spare laying around to use on him, or should I try scratch building a new shock attack gun? I'm unsure. It's a very bulky miniature, so I'm guessing doing some kind of scrappy looking DIY shock attack gun could be that hard, could it? Yeah, Nick, that seems like a reasonable approach. Yeah, if I'm not sure, are orcs confirmed? I think they are still just a rumor, are they not? Um, but yeah, I'm interested to see how they are going to further along the lineage of orcs. That being said, looking back at the pricing for the last two core boxes, I don't think I'll buy into that. Giving the last two boxes were around 200 quid, euros. Sorry, euros. No. Yeah, Wonky, that's correct. That's why I'm undecided for the rocket launcher. And I do need to make an inventory on how many arms and heads I still have for orcs to see if I can make a small order at Cromlech for bodies and legs to make more orcs. Redverse, could you do me a favor and let that spreadsheet thing go? Oh, that's very kind of you, Wonky. I do think I still have enough arms. Plus is it even sitting here somewhere? Hold on a sec. I'm trying not to make a Gerry read a giant mess of everything. Are you in here? Nope. Just Storm Boys and Boar Boys. And Storm Boys even painted. Oh. Why you no closing? Hello. Peekaboo. Hmm. Did I take him? Oh, yes, I remember. I did take him as a knob. There he is. With an arm attached. Only needs something on his shoulder. Now to close all these up again. Before stuff breaks. While the little buggers start running around. Hold on. Please hold the lion. We'll go there. Close the lid. You need to go there. You go here. What did I miss? Yeah, I think it should be possible to build something that looks fitting to a degree. I know I have some of the original second edition arms still there. Yeah, you don't have to be exact with orcs. And the gun is just massive. And I need to strip that one. I think that came pre-painted, but I'm not sure. And I'm not sure it can be bothered. I think that's the main reason why I still stick with orcs, even in newer iterations like with Dawn of War or something. They still have a feeling, a whiff of insanity and lunacy to them. I mean, they're just lovely brutes. What does this red button do? Crash faster! The battle wagon with the wizard's tower on top. Wasn't that that was a unit on Epic? Was that also available as a big miniature? But surely that wasn't from Games Workshop. That must have been Armor Cast. See, Armor Cast. I knew it. And Dutch orcs are still crazy if you want them to be. You can make up your lore as you go. And that's what I tend to do. Just go completely ham. Nobody's going to stop you. Surprise your enemies with waves of little green freaks. Yeah, it's always more fun if the maker of your game is actually, excuse me, enjoying the madness as well as you are. And as long as you're not playing in a competitive way, I feel you can still have fun with your friends. I never had a look at 8th edition codex. I'm not sure for how many editions the 3rd edition codex was valid, but I feel it was like it was passed on through 5th and 6th or something. Yeah, I'm not sure Kev Adams leaving Games Workshop was really anything that influenced that way the game went, simply because the game just got grimdarker and grimdarker. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had one for 6th then, because I do remember that there was big moaning about people complaining that every faction gets a new codex, but orcs didn't. Let me see. Can I find that on the double? Please hold the line. Da, da, da. Go there. And then we go there. Codices Orcs 3rd edition. Oh, I didn't want to look to the rulebook. Where's the list? Scroll, 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 scroll. So, 3rd edition, where's my Orkies? There's Orcs. 4th edition, oh no. 4th edition already got a new Orc Codex. I am mistaken. Why do I have... Would I have thought that they have... weird. My brain is doing weird stuff. No Orc Codex on 5th, though. No Orc Codex on 6th. But on 7th, there's one again. So I just have confused the timeline. Apologies. People complaining about 40k? Surely not. Oh, I didn't know that, Wonky. That would make totally sense. You are allowed to say what you want, Jill. Just be prepared for the backlash. What I don't like in the current range of Orc vehicles is they look too much created. If you get what I mean. It's just like the fun orcs have stolen, looted vehicles and just added weapons and armor to it and called it a day. But these hot rods, I mean, sure, a speed freak would like a hot rod and go to town with it, but I don't think that would look like that. Just prepare to be considered not a real gamer. Yes, we're all just... No, I'm real because I'm sitting here and you can see me, you can hear me, and I've been here before, AI, so you're not getting that excuse. You lot, on the other hand, you're all figments of my imagination. You're not really here. Yes, the rest of you, you're all AI and chatbots and some poor sort sitting in a chat farm somewhere in China. Amanda hasn't played the game for at least a year or two. Well, it's called artificial. It's like with flavor. If it's artificial, it basically doesn't exist. Like what Amanda says. If it's artificial, it's not there. If you take a torch and look into my ear, you will find a very small sign saying vacant. You're here. No, you're there because I'm here. You can't be here because you're there. I'm starting to waffle. Ladies and gentlefolk, I'm going to call quits. Knackered. Tomorrow will be a long day, so I need to get some sleep in. Stroopwafels. You lot have a good evening. You enjoy your hobby until we meet again, hopefully next time with Gerry. Was there something else? I don't think so. Stay safe, stay insane. Inside. Whatever. Hope you enjoyed the weird and rambly nature of it all. I will see you again next Tuesday, hopefully with Gerry, and if not, maybe we'll read each other on the forums, Discord, maybe on Ben's forum. Have a good night. Bye.